Have you ever seen Apple make a move so bold that it shakes the entire smartphone industry without even touching their premium lineup? Get ready, because what Apple is preparing for 2027 might be the most disruptive strategy twist since the original iPhone launch. It isn't the Pro Max. It isn't the foldable iPhone. It's not even the main iPhone 18 series. It's something far more unexpected, far more aggressive, and far more important for millions of real buyers. It's the iPhone 17e. Apple's upcoming budget iPhone that is generating more hype than most flagship phones this year, and for very good reason. What you're about to hear might completely change your upgrade plans. Because if the leaks are true, the iPhone 17e isn't just another cheap iPhone. It's the return of something Apple hasn't delivered in years. A genuinely affordable iPhone that feels premium, performs like a flagship, and pushes Apple's entire pricing strategy into a new era. Today, we're going deep. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why the iPhone 17e is already being called the budget phone of the decade. So, let's go back for a moment. Because to understand why the 17th is such a big deal, you need to know where this whole E-series began, and the surprising shift Apple made that set the stage for everything happening now. When Apple launched the iPhone 16e in early 2025, people expected just another basic SE replacement. Something cheap, something recycled, something Apple, but not exciting. But that's not what happened. Apple shocked the industry by delivering a device that looked modern, felt premium, and performed way above its price. They took the sleek body of the iPhone 14, gave it a powerful A18 chip, and added features nobody ever expected on a budget iPhone. Even though the chip was slightly cut down with a 6-core CPU and 1 GPU core disabled, the performance was still unbelievable at that price. Games ran smoothly, apps opened instantly, multitasking felt snappy, cinematic video editing was effortless, and even Apple Intelligence features worked with surprising stability, something no one expected from a budget iPhone. People weren't just impressed, they were confused. How is Apple offering this much for this little? Then Apple took it even further. They included the C1 connectivity chip, a quiet but game-changing upgrade that improved 5G stability, boosted network switching, optimized battery usage, and delivered stronger signal performance even in crowded areas. And speaking of battery life, this thing absolutely crushed expectations. With up to 27 hours of usage, the iPhone 16e delivered better endurance than some mid-range Android flagship selling for double the price. Add Face ID, a new 48-megapixel camera, USB-C, and Apple's famously long software support, and suddenly the iPhone 16 wasn't just a budget device. It was the smartest value phone Apple had ever released. There was only one problem: the price. Apple launched the 16e at $599, which frustrated budget hunters, but retailers quickly stepped in and dropped it to $499 almost everywhere. Amazon Prime Day pushed it even lower, $479 for what basically felt like a mini flagship. And that sweet $499 price point became a breakthrough moment, because now in 2027, Apple is planning to do something even more explosive. And that's where the iPhone 17e comes in. The hype surrounding this phone is unreal. And once you hear the leaked details, you'll understand exactly why. First, Apple is reportedly reusing the same body as the iPhone 16 and 16e. Some people might think that sounds boring, but actually this is one of Apple's smartest decisions. Reusing the frame cuts manufacturing costs, speeds up production, and allows Apple to offer better specs at a lower price. The flat aluminum frame is premium. The display size stays familiar. The build quality feels solid, and yes, the back still features the signature single camera design that Apple uses to differentiate the E-series from the flagship models. But here's where things get exciting. This single camera is getting a massive upgrade. Instead of Apple's older budget sensor, the iPhone 17e is rumored to use the same 48-megapixel lens found in the iPhone Air and even the standard iPhone 17. That means sharper photos, better low-light performance, richer details, and improved smart HDR. Apple won't add an ultra-wide lens because they need to keep separation between the budget and premium models, but with upgraded computational photography, this single camera will likely outperform many dual-camera mid-range phones in the same price category. Apple knows exactly what they're doing, and this move makes the 17e a serious contender for best budget camera phone of 2027. Now let's talk about one of the biggest upgrades, connectivity. The iPhone 17e is expected to include Apple's new N1 wireless chip. This is a huge step forward. The N1 is designed for Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and improved Thread support for smart home devices. Wi-Fi 7 isn't just a small upgrade. It offers dramatically higher speeds, lower latency, and far more stable performance in crowded networks, perfect for homes filled with smart devices, laptops, TVs, and all the usual chaos of modern connectivity. With this upgrade, the iPhone 17e becomes more future-proof, ensuring it stays relevant for many years. Apple is also optimizing the N1 chip to improve power efficiency, meaning battery life will likely match or even beat the already impressive numbers from the iPhone 16. But the part everyone keeps asking about is the price, and the leaks here are crystal clear. Apple is aiming for the magic number, $499. This makes perfect sense. The iPhone 16e naturally settled around $499 at most retailers, and Apple saw how well that price worked. Plus, Apple wants to create a clear separation between their budget lineup and the main iPhone 18 series, which might start at $699 or even $799. Keeping the 17e at $499 positions it as the perfect entry point for new buyers, students, casual users, and anyone who wants Apple quality without Apple pricing. Then comes the release timeline. Based on multiple reports, the iPhone 17e is expected to launch in February or March 2027, following Apple's spring product cycle. This is exactly what they did with the iPhone 16e. It keeps the budget model away from the fall flagship rush, giving it its own spotlight, its own marketing story, and its own moment to shine. Now, what about the display? Will Apple finally give the 17e a 6.3-inch panel, or promotion 120 Hz? The answer is almost certainly no. And honestly, that makes perfect sense. Promotion is one of Apple's strongest selling points for the Pro lineup. If they give it to the 17th, they lose one of their biggest upgrade incentives. But even with a 60 Hz display, the experience will still feel smooth thanks to iOS optimizations and the A19 chip's graphics efficiency. Apple knows the difference between what people want and what people actually need. And for most everyday users, a smooth, stable, affordable iPhone matters far more than a high refresh rate screen. So, when you step back and look at everything, this is what you get with the iPhone 17e. A refined, premium body, an upgraded 48-megapixel camera, the next-generation N1 connectivity chip, the strong and efficient A19 processor, excellent battery life, long software support, and a price that undercuts almost every major competitor in its class. And that's why many analysts believe this phone could disrupt the entire budget smartphone industry in 2027. It isn't trying to be flashy, it isn't trying to be the best in the world, it's trying to deliver everything essential and do it so well that millions of people won't even consider anything else. Now, the real question is, will you get the iPhone 17e if Apple launches it at $499? Do these new upgrades, new camera, new chip, new connectivity make it worth the wait? Personally, this might be the most balanced iPhone Apple has made in years. And for everyday people who just want performance, reliability, great photos, and long battery life without spending a fortune, the iPhone 17e could easily become the #1 choice. It's practical, it's powerful, it's affordable, and it might just be the smartest phone Apple releases in 2027. If you like the video, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with all the latest tech breakdowns.